is Late Night City with Pete Price on Radio City 96.7 and City Talk 105.9.
Right, I've asked the question, do we really need gay pride? Jaden Josh James says, Peter, yes, we absolutely do need gay pride in Liverpool. Liverpool, unfortunately, is a very, very homophobic city, and we have a long way to go. Gay pride will demonstrate that we are visible community, and we are not ashamed to stand up and be counted and demand our equal rights. Hear, hear. So, good evening. We've got with us tonight, we've got James Davies, who is the organiser, Joan Burnett, who is from Fact, and Anna Cross, who's a local singer and actor. Good evening.
Hello there.
Good evening.
Before we say anything, I've wanted to do this for a long time. Can I congratulate you on what you've done with Fact? What an amazing thing that you brought to Liverpool. I didn't think it was going to work at the beginning. I really wanted it to work, but I didn't think it was going to work. And now you're part of Liverpool, and it's amazing. So before we talk about this, use some time to tell us what Fact's all about.
Well, Fact is the UK's leading centre for new media art and for working with creative technology. You've really caught me by surprise, but I can't say thank you enough for appreciating us. You know, Fact was set up back in 1988 by a Scouser, Eddie Berg.
Who was passionate.
Absolutely passionate, and a real force, force of nature, really. And that work's been carried on first by Jill Henderson and now Mike Stubbs. So there's a whole, Fact's got 22 years of history, of promoting a different kind of art within the city. Now with our partners, City Screen, I think we've created a building that's got, it's a cliche, but it has something for everybody. You can come in and enjoy the artwork that we show, which is completely free. You can come in, have something great to eat or drink, and you can come in and see a really great range of cinema. So everything from Shrek 3D, right the way through to a whole load of French films we're showing this summer.
So it's not just about art films. You do show things like Shrek.
We certainly do, because what you're showing there is fantastic entertainment made using really, really interesting technology, and I think that's the side of Fact that people tend to forget, that even we want to turn kids on to creative technology, so what better way than something like Shrek,
but it's also a wonderful, wonderful meeting place. It's now a focal point for people to meet. People go there for coffee, go in and have a look at the place. It's a gathering place.
I think so. And my job there is as customer service manager. One of the most extraordinary things is how diverse the people are who use the building. People sometimes say to me, "Oh, is it just students that go there?" And I think, "Oh no. They're probably in the minority." If you pop in during the day, you'll see everyone from parents and babies right the way through to senior citizens using the building.
Well, Carolyn Hughes had Sex in the City there, which was great, from Bootle and Dunthorne's. So you'll do lots of stuff. It's just sort of, it just works really well. I think it's great what you're actually doing. And it's in Wood Street.
It is in Wood Street, and if you don't know where Wood Street is, it's just behind Bold Street. So if you're coming out of Central Station, come up Bold Street. You can't miss us. You'll soon see us. And what I'd say is come in. If you haven't been in, come and have a look, come and have a chat. It's very free and easy atmosphere in there.
And when you three weren't born, I used to run the Swan in Wood Street.
Oh.
Because the Swan was not a biker's pub. It was called, upstairs was the steering wheel cocktail bar, and all the racing drivers used to go in, and the happening crowd in Liverpool were there. And it was the most amazing pub, and I was the assistant manager and chef there when I was 18 years old. A lifetime away. And we used to serve squid and chips. Got the newspapers because we did it. Squid and chips. Nobody had ever done it in a basket. 3 and 6. Scampi 3 shillings. You don't even know what I'm talking about. This is a different world. But it's great. And of course there was a big warehouse next to it, which has all changed. But it's fabulous. And I think with Bowl Street at the side of Wood Street, it's now an area that has become bohemian, small shops, interesting people, great restaurants. It's opened and I put it down to Fact.
I think so. And what's really brilliant for us is with Liverpool One, opening, we're 2 minutes away from that, and you can go from the contrast of world-renowned shopping. You can walk 2 minutes away and find something really eclectic. Often, shops that have things in that have been made by people here in Liverpool. In fact, we show art from all over the world, but we also showcase work made by communities in Liverpool. So you've got an amazing contrast within such a short distance.
Right, that's great. Let's talk to Alan now before once again we talk about the actual Gay Pride. Alan is an actor and singer, and ladies, he's an extremely beautiful man with an extremely beautiful talent. Last time I saw you was at Leanne's christening.
That's right, yeah.
You're singing there.
Yeah.
And you've been singing around town in the clubs.
I've been doing about 4 years now.
Yeah.
It kind of snowballed. It started off, I think I sang at a family do, and someone said, "Oh, will you do my party?" And one thing led to another, and people saw me, and now I do the Hilton over a weekend, Zelligs, starting back there at the end of the year, just all over the place. It's great. It's a great time to be in the city and to be singing.
How difficult it is to act these days, as in to get parts? Because there's a lot of actors out of work.
There's a lot. I'm very fortunate that it just so happens I'm not trained as a singer. It just so happens that I can sing, because now, I mean, really, it's 3 years since I did any acting work. And part of that is because I have 3 or 4 gigs a week as a singer, which pays quite well, so there's no, it sounds quite lazy, but there's no real push for me to get out there and get work, because I don't really need to, because I enjoy me singing so
you're
much.
happy the way you're buzzing along?
Very.
Right. James, I don't know you at all.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Pete.
Likewise. You look very young to be the organiser.
I have to say, I'm not the organiser. There's a whole team of us, and we're led by the wonderful Debbie Boyd.
Right, so they've sent you. You're the front person for tonight.
I'm the front person tonight.
Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I got involved with Liverpool Pride at the start of the year. Before this, I'd worked for the Home Office for 4 or 5 years, working in passports, and there was just this opportunity to come along to do something that was just completely different. And I really wanted to get involved with it.
Now, I'll never root into your private life, but I've got to ask, did you get your pension sorted before this trouble with the Home Office?
Crossing my fingers.
Raised eyebrow.
So you don't know what's going to happen?
It's a long way off, so who knows just yet.
It must be, in fact, Jonathan, my producer, we will definitely put this young man down, because there's got to be a story there about the passport office. I bet he can tell us a million stories. Interesting. Right. You're 3 young people. I've been around the town for a long time. We did have a Pride-type march a few years ago, which was a disaster. It was absolutely dreadful. Now, I've got my own views on this, so I want you to convince me tonight. Well, everybody knows I'm a gay man. I'm certainly not against the gay community in any shape or form. I just want to know why. Tell us the logic behind it, first of all, James.
Well, I think that, I mean, if you look around the UK, we are, as you said earlier, we're the largest city in the UK that doesn't have a Pride so far. I think that it's something that is a sign of a kind of quite a bohemian, mature city. It's something which is accepting of its community. I think there have been occasions in the past where people have tried to do them and they haven't gone well, but I'm really pleased to say this time round we've got the absolute full support of the city council, of Merseyside Police, and all these kind of groups. So I'm absolutely convinced this is going to be a real success and very different to previous.
There's been marches though in the Lord Mayor's Parade. Was it Utopia? Hometopia have been in the. They weren't there this year, but because I host the Lord Mayor's pageant every year, and last year they were, which was a disaster because it rained. Less them. There's nothing worse than a group of outrageous people. I had to pick my words then. Outrageous people soaking wet, but it was great. But they didn't do anything this year, so we do have we have a presence in the city.
Oh yeah, we do. I mean, we've got, as you say, Hometopia, which is a fantastic arts festival, which I think is in its 6th year now.
6 years, yeah.
We've had the Outsiders Film Festival, which has happened every year apart from last year. It took a break last year, which is brilliant, showing like really good gay lesbian films from around the world. We've also got things like Silver Pride, which is like a small version of Pride for the older community. So there are things here, but this is the first big.
Why did you look at me then? Does he want a cup of tea thrown on me? He went, Silver Pride, and looked straight at me then, straight in the eyes.
It's only because he's tired of looking at me.
Oh, right.